Hi gang, Tracey here with Lindys gang. A quick tutorial on what to do with magicals now that I've purchased them. Whether you got them in a set, you got them in a jar that's in a set or not in a set, whether they're the old sifters or the original shakers or our new shakers. All the same product. Magicals are magicals are magicals. They're dye-based, so they will go in anything porous. I like to use watercolor paper. You don't have to. You can use regular cardstock. You can use regular paper. You can use wood, fabric, you name the porous material and you can use it on. You can also use our magicals with art mediums. So if you want to paint on glass or you want to do resin or any of those things, they will mix with those as well. So I'm going to start with my typical technique when I want to go paint with the magicals. I will take them out of, this is the shaker. I just took them off, and this is the little shaker lid. I will just put a little bit in, kind of tap, tap, tap into a palette. If I've got my jar, I have this little ceramic tool. I'm not sure what it does, but it was back in college art days. I will just take just a little, now that's probably too much there, little tiny bit, can you see? And put it in there, and you end up with the same thing, just a little different way to get it in there. And then I will take a pipette and some water, that's water, and just do a couple drops just to kind of get it started. I don't know, it's like anything Lindys, you got to figure out the technique you like best. This is just the one I like to do. I don't know. So when I watercolor, I'm just going to make sure to mix that dye really, really, really well in there, because the dye powders are little crystals, which you'll see when we shake them, and they just need to get dissolved in that water to get a nice, true watercolor look. And then you do your typical technique that you like. I like to do a dry, wet on dry. Maybe I'll move this over here so you can see this a little better. I'll turn it around. This is just dry watercolor paper. So I'm just doing a dry technique, very dry technique. Or you can start with wetting your watercolor paper, then getting a little bit more of that magical. And then you can see it's a much softer look when you do the wet on wet. Now for the real magic of the name Magicals is our sprinkling technique that adds a rainbow to your projects. So my personal favorite way to start is I like to do it on dry paper or cardstock and just start by sprinkling, just a little sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. That's it. It's that exciting looking. And then spritz. And I kind of like to start with just doing a little bit, and you can see it'll start kind of blooming as the water gets into all the dye there. And it leaves all the colors of the dye separated. Obviously, the more I spritz, the more color comes out. And for me, I love just leaving it like that. Now, the other technique you can do is starting with a wet surface, kind of like a similar watercolor technique, and then spritzing on. And what you'll see is that it bleeds a little differently. It kind of mixes in with the water. Let me move this so you can see that a little bit better. So there's the two different techniques, sprinkled on dry, and then starting with wet. So a little different.